Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Okay, wag niyo na lang pansinin yung mga tao sa likod ko, ha, yung mga kumakain niya. Sumato pa talaga kung kailan napakaraming mga bagong announcement concerning immigration na in Canada. Natsyempohan pang palipad ako ng Pilipinas. So, I am in the airport right now. Pero dahil alam ko, baka maraming nag-aabang na pag-usapan natin ito at ipagpaliwanag ang mga bagong policy na naman. Ayan, sige na, mag-record tayo ng episode bago ako lumipas. Buti na lang din. Naku po, game itong ating suki ang nagbabalik from her European
Hi,
vacation.
thank you.
Thank you so much, Dayanara and Puerto Padilla. Ayan. Two topics. Okay guys, sasabihin ko na yung totoo. Mag-record kami ni Dayanara ng 2 episodes. Pero isi-split ko yan. Okay, unahin muna natin. Nako po, Dayanara. Big changes.
Yes.
In the Ontario PNP basically. OINP.
Yes
I
po, Miss.
understand. I think medyo merong ilang magpapahirap muli sa mga gusto maging PR through OINP. Can you tell us ano ba ang big changes na dapat nating malaman ngayon?
Opo. So as a lot of people know, wala pa pong draw ang OINP for the whole 2025. This is primarily because of the cuts that they have experienced. I think Ontario has the biggest cut pagdating sa provincial nomination, pinakamaraming slot na pwedeng ibigay. But that was, I think, halved na pangalahati yun. So, kailangan nila ngayon reorganize, kumbaga. Sino yung bibigyan natin, sino yung pa-prioritize natin, ano yung mga kailangan natin gawin, ganyan. So, yesterday, they released the Working for Workers 7 Act of 2025. It was released by the Labor, Immigration, Training and Skills Development Department po ng Ontario, as you can see there. So, ang focus lang po natin this time muna ay yung mga nandun sa dulo, yung mga notes po nandun sa dulo. Yes, so ito po yung mga pagbabago na kailangan nilang i-implement sa OINP to, kumbaga, be more efficient. Pangalawa is to allow more candidates na strong yung case nila to actually get the nomination rather than those na maaaring fraudulent o maaaring yung trabaho nila as hindi kailangan ng Ontario. Okay, so for example, ang pinakaunang change ay yung granting inspectors the authority to require in-person interviews with applicants through the OINP to improve program integrity and prevent fraudulent claims. So they can now call you for actual in-person interviews to verify the information that you have submitted to the OINP.
Noon ba, Dayanara, this does not happen at all, itong in-person interview?
Very rare po yan, Miss, especially for provincial nomination. Very rare do provinces ask for interviews. Ang naririnig ko lang na kadalasang ini-interview sa IRCC ay yung mga nag-a-apply ng PR kasi kinasal sila, ganyan. Spousal, family sponsorships. Pero yung provincial nomination, that's very rare.
Okay. Nakasulat dito naman kasi guys, yung goal nila is to prevent fraudulent
claims. Kasi po merong mga gumagamit ng peking dokumento or nagsasubmit ng peking language test result. So doon pa lang malalaman na nila. Kunyari, nagsubmit ka ng CLB-9, yung language test mo, and then in-interview ka, di ka makapagsalita. Then that's, automatically a red flag, diba? So, yan, this is what they want to do now. Opo.
Alam mo, gusto ko yan. Gusto ko yan. Yung sinasabi mo na marami kasi guys nagtataka, no? Di ba may English exam na nire-require sa mga, gustong maging PR dito sa Canada? Bakit ang dami ko nakakausap na naging PR? Ako naman maintindihan. Alam mo yun, very poor English. How can that be? That's the question of many people. And I agree. Yung parang magtataka nga rin kasi mga Pilipino pinaghihirapan ng English exam.
Correct.
Mag-take, alam mo yun. And yet, yung alam mong mas magaling ka pa, ba't sila nakakagawa ng paraan?
Correct. Totoo yan, Miss. And also, of course, with our artificial intelligence, diba, marami na tayong mga maaaring maging problema when it comes to fraud. So, it's a good thing that they're doing this. And then,
next one.
To the second one po, Ayan. Sorry, the second one is enabling the Lieutenant Governor in Council to respond to labor market needs by giving the minister the ability to establish or remove immigration streams. Ito yung nakakatakot.
Wow.
If
Okay.
if you are relying on a certain immigration stream, they can remove it. So with OINP, there are several. So I think Sham, if I'm not mistaken, Sham yun na immigration streams, they have the power now to remove some
Oh,
of them.
wow. Do you think, Dayanara, magkakaroon ng sort of advanced warning man lang? Kasi guys, no, I know many people are just depending on one.
On one. Especially
Oo,
yung mga naka-tier 4 or 5 positions, yung mga nagtatrabaho sa mga factories, nagtatrabaho sa manufacturing, food processing, they are relying mostly on just one pathway, which is the OINP in demand, which hopefully ay hindi naman nila tanggalin because, you know, these are workers who are providing us food security. These are workers who are, you know, allowing us to sell cars to the US, ganyan, you know. So these are important workers. So sana hindi naman po mawala. But this is now granting the Lieutenant Governor in Council to remove them. So, yeah.
What do you think, Dayanara? I mean, siyempre wala pa naman yata binabanggit. Wala pang
Opo.
clue kung anong mga pathways or streams rather ang maaari.
Opo.
But why do you think is this specific policy, bakit siya ginawa? Meron bang problema sa ilang streams?
Mhm.
Sunod na naman ba ito? Or,
Opo.
yeah, what are your observations naman?
Apo. I think this is because they're not allowed to give a lot. They're not allowed to give a lot of nominations. The nomination slots they are allowed to give, they were only given half of what they usually expect. So they will now have to prioritize those people or immigrants that they actually need. Those who are working in occupations that they need, in the fields that they need. This is the same thing that's happening with BC, with Saskatchewan, with Alberta. They have to adjust. This is not something that they want to do, but this is something that they must do. Kaya nga po, babalik tayo, Miss, dun sa pangatlo. Yan, yung kasunod. Making the OINP more responsive by allowing the government to return applications that no longer match current job market needs or raise concerns, so we can focus on processing the strongest candidates more efficiently. So these are the highest income, those with the highest income, those with really specific skill sets, probably those who are registered nurses, those who are in healthcare, those who are in construction, agriculture, yung mga kailangan po nila, yun ngayon yung ipaprioritize nila. So dito ako natatakot, Miss, kasi syempre, mga clients tayo, may mga kakilala tayo na may ongoing application to the OINP. Na-nominate na sila, nabigyan na sila ng invitation, nakapag-apply na sila. And now OINP is telling us na we can return those applications if your job is no longer meeting the current market need. Hindi na namin kailangan yung particular job na to or yung field kung nasan ka, hindi na namin kailangan ng more workers here, then they can return the application to give way, to give the slot to kumbaga save the slot to those that they need. This is really challenging, especially this third one.
Dayanara, at what point in the application process should candidates feel at least safe na hindi na maibabalik ang kanilang application?
Yeah. Once you get the nomination certificate, I would say.
Nomination certificate.
Once you hold that nomination certificate, then in some way you're already safe. Of course, there's still the PR application to go through. Pero kung hawak mo na yung nomination, may slot ka na. Hindi na yun, kumbaga hindi na yun babawiin pa. Pero kung nandun ka sa application for nomination, yun ang medyo nakakatakot pa sa ngayon.
Okay. Pero guys, let's just clarify. Wala namang sinasabi na porque may kapangyarihan na rin itong Lieutenant Governor in Council na magsarado ng mga specific streams. May aabangan na tayo, let's say, in the coming days. We don't want to scare anybody, but what can you advise those isa lang ang tinataya ang stream? Are you encouraging them for others as well, just to protect themselves. Lalo na ang tagal ng baka yung iba, ilang buwan na nililintay, diba?
Taon, miss. Taon.
Oo, taon
Clients
pa
who are
lang.
waiting for years. So, my advice is to look into a different way to extend your stay in Canada, either via LMIA or, going to school, these different options because, we don't know how long yung mga paghihigpit na to natatagal. We don't know if next year they're going to increase the slots. As you can see, yung temporary policy na didiscuss natin mamaya is some way of pagluluwag na naman. So, hindi natin alam kung magluluwag sila in the future. And if they do it, and wala ka ng status sa Canada, then sayang. Diba? Sayang. So, I would say, make sure you book a consultation with someone that you trust as soon as you can. So, you can explore other options and not just stay with, one lane, kumbaga.
Ay, nako. Okay, guys. Itong website na to, it lists, I think, easily more than 10 bullet points.
Yes.
Pero yung pinag-uusapan natin ni Dayanara, 3 lang tayo magpo-focus. Yun na po yun. Because
Yes, and also, I'm so sorry, miss, yung pang-apat, medyo related din kasi siya sa OINP. Dati kasi po, miss, yung mga employers magbibigay lang ng dokumento sa mga applicants, tapos yung applicant yung magbabasa sa OINP.
Yeah, okay.
Time, what OINP wants is yung employer magpupunta sa portal na ilo-launch nila ngayong summer, and sila na yung magpapasa ng mga documents galing sa kanila papunta sa OINP to minimize yung middleman. So, hindi na po dadaan ngayon ito sa applicant. So, I think this is one way to make things more efficient and also safe. And also, para hindi nakikita ng applicants yung detalye ng company. Yun din kasi yun. Kaya po may mga company na hindi nagsusupport is because ayaw nilang makita ng applicant yung mga detalye ng company nila, syempre. So, this time, to be safe or to make the employers feel safer, they are now allowed to submit their documents directly to OINP, hindi na po dadaan doon sa applicant po. So, that's a good thing, actually.
But this is just another option. This is just another option if the employer wants to directly provide the documents.
Because this is a requirement.
Or is it going to be for everybody?
I think this is
everybody already?
This is for everybody who's applying for OINP, I would say.
Oh, okay. So wala na talaga na kayo ang magkungulit sa inyong employer para ibigay sa inyo yung document.
Kung magkakausapin nyo lang po sila na, I already received this invitation. I'm going to submit my application, and now the goal is for you to go to the portal and submit the documents there for my application, for my support. I think the employers would like this more kasi, they can protect their privacy, their information better.
Okay. Nako po, pero, I see it also as added work for the employer.
In a way. In a way. Hopefully not, because a lot of these employers are quite big. They have their HR departments, they have their admin who can handle this. Hopefully it becomes a positive thing rather than something that distracts them or kumbaga deters them from helping applicants, kasi lalo ngayon mahirap, di ba? Nakakalungkot. Na-invite ka, hindi ka makapagpasa dahil hindi ka sinusuportahan ng employer. Nakakalungkot yun, miss. Huwag naman po sana. Opo.
Okay. Isa na lang question, bago natin. Short but sweet lang po itong episode natin. Ano to? Itong isa kanina na pwedeng ibalik yung application if no longer match na yung current job market needs doon sa skills ng isang applicant. Kasi in the other provinces where actually we also discussed, sila nag-identify na sila, diba, Dayanara, ng ito na lang
ang kailangan namin.
Kailangan namin ng workers like healthcare, whatever. Dito parang hindi sila nag-identify early.
Sila nag-identify. So they're leaving it to themselves, actually. They're giving themselves more leeway na if this person, kasi diba, kapag ka nag-identify ka ng particular field, let's say, healthcare, construction, ganyan-ganyan, i-disregard mo yung business. Diba? But, kung i-disregard mo yun, kawawa naman yung mga corporate sales managers, yung mga matataas yung posisyon. Hindi na ba sila magkakaroon? Ang taas ng posisyon nila, ang laki ng kita nila, ang laki ng contribution nila sa Canada. So, they're giving themselves leeway, kumbaga, flexibility. Diba? Hindi sila nagbibigay ng specific field, they will probably be using a different sort of criteria for this.
All. Okay. Guys, read up again, okay? Alam ko, na-discuss na namin ito yata in this episode, but still do your own research if you have concerns about your pending applications sa OINP. Good luck to everybody again. Thank you so much. So, ito kasi na to. Puntahan nyo tong website na to, guys.
There we go.
For Workers 7 2025. Effective immediately na ba to? Except for the portal, I guess, no, Dayanara, na ilo-launch pa lang daw nila.
Yes, I would say this is effective immediately or in a few weeks. Yeah, we will probably, this is kind of like, parang ano nila to, opening salvo nila to, miss. I think susunod na yung mga draws ng OINP, maglalabas na sila. This is their way of saying, okay, we now proceed with, you know, the chop. Ito na. Bababa na lang.
It's been a while. Sabi nga ni Dayanara, talaga walang doon ng OINP. And
yeah, like 5 months, wala pa. Like, we're in June. Like, already, wala pa rin. So, this is...
And this is especially big news because I think Ontario has the largest number of applicants sa mga PNP programs, no?
And personally, it's my favorite of all the nominations. It's my favorite of all. Ito yung maraming nag-a-apply, maluwag in a way. Maganda yung system niya, maganda. Hindi katulad sa ibang provinces ng mga ngapaka. Napakaganda ng OINP nung system niya, very very well created. Kaya nga lang wala silang magagawa kung sabihin ng federal government na, ito lang pwede mong gawin. They also still have to adjust based on what's given to them. As, you know, all of us have to do the same thing, di ba po?
Okay, but anyway, kung meron pang ibang updates, guys, titignan ko how Dayanara and I can arrange our schedule dahil sa
no problem. No problem.
Anyway, thanks so much, Dayanara. Abangan niyo yung next episode.
Part 2.
Okay, mahalagang space ito. Concerning naman sa mga temporary foreign workers. For now, I will end this episode. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Thanks, Dayanara.
Bye.